So I'm going to talk about my work. Yay. All right, so my name is Mindi Rhoades. Now maybe I should hold the mic. I got my PhD here from OSU in art education, and then I moved about 3 buildings down into the College of Education. And so I teach in the College of Ed in the Department of Teaching and Learning. And my kind of areas of expertise are around arts integration. But my bigger interests, as you can kind of see up there, is this idea of arts-based research, teaching, learning, and activism. So in most ways, my work ties into those kind of key themes through it. So today's going to be a little bit of a potpourri run through the kinds of work that I do. So while Michael was really super focused, mine is going to be like we're like pinballs going through the body of work that I've amassed so far. So I've listed some of them up there. If people have questions about them, I'm happy to answer questions. Yeah, so I've done a whole kind of range of work, and I'll share some of that with you. Let's see. So I'll start with this project. This project's called Animating the Three Little Pigs with Preschoolers. I worked with a bunch of 3 to 5-year-olds to do this kind of multimedia project with them. It's literacy, kind of multimodal literacies-based thing. So let me show you.
One pig built a straw house. A little pig built a big house. The last pig made his house of brick. Big bad wolf came knocking on the straw house door. The big bad wolf said, yellow pig, get me coming. Pig said, not on the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I hop, then I pop, then I blow your house down. It's all gone. The pig ran to his brother's house of twigs. Big bad wolf said, knock. Big bad wolf said, let me come in, little pig. The yellow pig did knock my hair of my tiny senses. I'll fly your ass down. Ran to his brother's house, bricks. The wolf said, little pig, let me come in. Knock my hair on my chinny chin chin. So I'll hop, I'll pop, I'll fly out there. He can't blow a house down. The wolf climbed up the chimney and the pig got the hot pot in the fire. The wolf goes down the chimney. The wolf burns his tail on the hot fire. Wolf runs away.
All right. So that's a project that I did with these little kids. Over probably about 2.5 month time span. It was kind of an incredible project. It came out, it's in a Reggio Emilia influenced school, so it kind of came out of their ideas, this emergent pedagogy, and their desire to kind of connect with arts-based learning through. And so a lot of the work I do is with teachers who aren't art teachers. I'm interested in doing arts-based learning with teachers who don't teach art. And so that's kind of what this was, working with these teachers to use arts as a medium for them to kind of continue literacy-based education. All right, let's see. So another thing that I've done is I have worked with a group of LGBTQ youth from across the street from Kaleidoscope. And this is a little bit older thing, but it's a documentary they made about, as it says there, growing up gay in the Midwest.
I think before I came out, coming out for me,
I came out to my mom.
My mom basically told me that I was gay.
I don't really know when we decided that we were going to go to prom. She said that if two girls went to prom together, that it wouldn't be accepted. We were both really scared about it.
To hate the people who hate gays, that is just more hate.
Walked to one of the protesters and he was staring at me, and I felt like no matter what he was going to feel against me, I had no hate for him.
I just want to be one person to make a difference. I want to be part of a group that makes a difference.
I just want, to be happy and to love somebody and to someday just maybe get married legally and just to be happy and live a normal life, just getting old like everybody else.
I have pride, just knowing who I am, and that's all I need.
So that was a project, as you saw, it took about 18 months to make the video itself, and that was about the first half of the project. After the video was made, the youth who made it then kind of formed a speakers bureau and did a lot of outreach. So they, first of all, they submitted it to a lot of film festivals around the country and some small international film festivals. And then they used it as a training tool. They would go into schools, into businesses, into parent groups, into churches, wherever people requested for them to come. We would do screenings of it and then hold kind of speakers bureaus afterwards to talk to people about their questions about it. And so that has been a really successful thing that I've enjoyed doing. So I've also done some other serious stuff. I've been working recently with a group of graduate students to look at multimodal text and how multiliteracies kind of work, particularly incorporating some of the visual into literacy classes, into English and English middle school classes, language arts. So one of the things I've worked with a lot recently is Sean Tan's work. If you don't know Sean Tan, he's an Australian author illustrator. One of his biggest works is called The Arrival. It's a wordless graphic novel about immigration. One of the things it does that's great is it puts you in the position of being an immigrant because you can't understand or read or you don't know anything about what's going on. So it's a really interesting book in that way. I worked with 4 different teachers who taught it in some capacity in their classes, in elementary school, in a middle grade level, in a high school, and in a college children's literature class. So we kind of explored different ways this novel, or this graphic novel, we were able to use it at these different levels, and how we can kind of communicate different things across those levels. And you can kind of see some of the ways that he communicates these things. In this first instance, you don't really know what's happening at first, and then you kind of put together the story that this guy's packing to leave. The woman who taught the second grade class had the kids pretend to pack up their own suitcases and then write a letter to their family as if they had left home. And then they talked about that and about kind of the emotional impact of what it would mean to leave home, what it means to immigrate someplace. And these things too, going through what it's like to go through customs and immigration, to not be able to communicate with people. One of the great things about Sean Tan's work, I'm about to do some work with a teacher training thing, using some of these Sean Tan works with the graduate students I've been working with, to do some teacher training, to use some of his things. He's probably one of the most generous artists. If you have any inkling of his work is almost the equivalent of kind of free for the taking, as long as you're crediting him with it. People have made plays based on his work. They've done musicals. They've done other artworks from it. He's a really generous person when it comes to that. And I think it's kind of interesting to see someone who has his kind of success in Australia. He's managed to make it into their English curriculum. So they use The Arrival as one of their English books for their kind of standardized national curriculum and testing too. So done with that. Another thing that I've been doing, The arts-based research, teaching, and learning is doing some work kind of myself around, as Michael said, as a practicing artist. And some of the work that this will be published soon. This will hopefully be published soon. In a small collection of poems that I wrote some of them are as a result of class that I took with Terry Barrett here. Some of them are a result from classes that I took or influenced by Sydney Walker's classes. And so here's one of them. It's called Insecurity, and it's based on this photograph that was at the Columbus Museum of Art. And this is the first time I've read it out loud. All right. So, darkness frames a burning blank screen, its emptiness violently bare. The glare illuminates the gaping void. The slow revelation of nobodies not come to see the nothingness inside. Chandeliers dangle lifeless. Ornate scrolls fixed along the woodwork. The chairs screwed into perfect order. Curving rows reaching back and back, disappearing shiny into the black. A lack filled only by longing, waiting for even a flicker. These moments alone a fixated crisis of befores and afters. Suspended infinite hesitation, heavy like the rafters hanging. All right, and so that's a lot of the serious and kind of artistic things I do, but some things that I do are a lot more fun than that. And so one of the things I've really enjoyed about having a career in art education is some of the work I've got to do, kind of performance-based education and critical thinking. So this is Critique Boutique has been one of my favorite repeating groups to be a part of. I'm happy to have one of my fellow Critique Boutiquers here in the audience with me. And really, I think what our job is Stephen and I and Juan Carlos is to make this guy to be kind of his background singers, as it would be, to just let him cut loose and go wild. This is Bob Swingney. And so we have kind of just gotten ourselves these presentations accepted every year and then made not quite a total mockery of it, but a little bit of a mockery of the whole thing. We've done game shows, we've done a march, we've done commercials, we've done kind of a whole get-together of stuff. So, and really, I think part of it we're doing it to get this reaction from people, because in some ways we just take academia so seriously. All right, and the other performance group that I've worked with kind of across time is Big Gay Church. So this other group that I work with is Big Gay Church. And what we've done kind of over time is, here's some people in it. Miss Jeanette is our Sunday school teacher. Sister Sanders, or Hermana Harry, is your very own Jim Sanders. This is a fan that we made so you could fan yourself in church. Brother Love, Courtney Wolfgang is a graduate from the program. And here's some more of your favorite people. Sister Debbie, Kim, and Deacon Davenport. What we've done, we've had pancake suppers, served with Jimmy's jams. We had Big Gay Church Sparkle and Shine event where we ended up having a big parade of people through the convention center, the vendors area, and then outside to host a gay wedding. And I'd like to invite you all to the NAEA 2016 Big Gay Church 7, Lead Us Not to Temptation, Deadly Sins and Easy Steps. So this is your formal invitation to that. And then finally, so kind of looking toward the future, some stuff that I'm hoping to do soon is to do some work around STEAM with blind students and science. So I'm hoping to get to work with them with 3D printing, scientific concepts, and how to use arts-based procedures to make those kind of come to life for them. That's tectonic plates shifting. And then I just wanted to leave you really kind of with, this is School for the Blind, and I look up. There's a squirrel strapped to their overhead projector on the ceiling. So I just want to say that blind kids have a really funny sense of humor. And so my current work, like I said, it's arts-based research, teaching, learning, and activism. I'm definitely interested in issues of equity, diversity, and social justice, multimodal text, creative, critical thinking, and just kind of getting out there and getting busy with stuff. So if you have any comments or questions, I'm happy to entertain those. Okay.